Today we're doing a review of the Alpaka Flight Satchel. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing bags for the past 6 years, and I'm gonna let you know if it's a ripoff or if it's worth the price. And to determine that, we're gonna tear this bag apart. We're gonna cut the bag open, we're gonna double check the capacity, show you the truth about the fabrics, and if you're not quite sold that this is the bag for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because there I'll make 2 alternative bag suggestions that are gonna be similar to the Flight Satchel, but a little bit different, so you can find the bag that best suits your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Alpaka Flight Satchel. For those unaware, Alpaka is an Australian carry brand, and they're known for making a ton of killer gear in both the EDC and travel space. I do think the EDC space they kind of do better in. I haven't been as impressed by the travel gear, but what I have been impressed by with Alpaka are their price points. They make high quality gear, but they don't charge as much as their competitors. And honestly, their travel gear has been getting a bit better. Not all, but some. So we're gonna see if this one is up to par. But first, let's talk about some of its top features. It's got a very lightweight build, pretty malleable, not a lot of padding going on, which is really important to understanding how this bag carries. We'll talk about that in a lot more detail in the next chapter. You got 2 side pockets, 1 front pocket, a hidden back pocket, a luggage pass-through holder, dual zipper access into the main compartment, which I think is gonna be a bit controversial. I'll talk about that in a bit more detail 2 chapters from now. And then a shoulder strap that has some things that I really love and one thing about it that really annoys me, which we'll cover soon as well. Now, currently on the website, Alpaka claims that this thing is 11 liters capacity. In our tests previously, Alpaka usually, or often let's say, has a tendency to overstate their capacity. So let's double check it. All right, as you can see, we've loaded out all the compartments with our factory grade measuring balls. Let's do a quick dimension check first. Got a fully packed out depth of 8 inches, a width up around 16.5 inches, and a main body height of 9.5 inches. Measuring a bag's capacity is very difficult. This will give you a general idea of how much volume you have in each pocket when the bag is fully packed out. Back pocket, pretty small. You got a 1/4 liter capacity max. Front pocket though, has some nice volume to it. You see this build actually? I'm really impressed with this design and the pocket's ability to find its own space. You can see that black line is right there. That's 1 liter. I think this is about 1 liter overall. Let's transfer to the bigger bucket. Yep, I stand corrected. So I thought this was gonna come in around 7 or 8 liters, but as you can see, we got 5, 10, just a little bit over. It's like 11 liters on the dot. The bag is super lightweight, coming in at 1.3 pounds with the shoulder strap on. The Flight Satchel currently comes in 2 color options. All Alpaka bags are covered by their lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. And they do a pretty good job of honoring that warranty. Most community feedback on that topic has been fairly positive. And for all that, the Flight Satchel runs around 120 USD. And that's the most important number in this entire review because that's gonna be our North Star that we use to filter the rest of the review, right? Because if this bag is $50, that's a completely different review versus if this bag was $500. So we got 120 to work with. But it should be noted, if at any point during this review that 120 mark just feels right to you and you're thinking about making a purchase, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes, always for Alpaka. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes and talk about the outside of the Alpaka Flight Satchel. First up, let's talk about the aesthetic, which, this bag is called a satchel, which means it's totally cool because Indiana Jones wore one.
You're not really wearing that, are you?
Wearing what?
The man purse.
It's not a man purse, it's called a satchel. Indiana Jones wears one.
But the shape is also modernized in its own way. It's kind of got a cool look to it, in my opinion. But I do think the shape is gonna have some compromises, especially when it comes to accessing the main compartment, which we'll talk about in just a second. First up, let's talk about this fabric that's being used. This is Axoflux, and Axoflux is Alpaka's in-house fabric. But basically it's just a 210D ripstop nylon. Let me break that down for you real fast. 210 is the thickness of the fabric. It's very, very light. For instance, we've reviewed airbags that are 1680D. significantly thicker. I love how thin and malleable this fabric is. The ripstop is all that reinforced stitching. See those squares when you really get into the fabric? As the name suggests, making sure that if there's a rip, it stops. And nylon is also just great for abrasion resistance. And it's gonna give you a bit of weather resistance. I wouldn't say a ton. This is not gonna be the most waterproof bag, but the water resistance will be enhanced by these guys right here, the PU-coated zippers. But they also have some negatives you gotta be aware of. We'll talk about those in the next chapter as well. Alpaka's branding is on this Hypalon tab right there. Very subtle, always appreciated. Now we're gonna talk about the 1, 2, 3 main compartments in the next chapter. But first, let's talk about the water bottle holders. Or should I say the external pockets? Because pockets like these don't need to only hold water bottles, right? You can put your umbrella in there, snack, maybe even like a light packable tote or even a super light packable jacket. On one side, you have a zipper to help with the opening and one of these elastic securing mechanisms. But then the other side is just the nylon fabric. We'll test these out in a bit more detail in the next chapter when the bag is fully packed out. Luggage pass-through, we'll talk about that in the next chapter. And for the shoulder strap, we're gonna cut this thing open in the next chapter, but let's briefly just talk about what's going on here and what annoys me about this shoulder strap. First of all, it's really well padded and has a nice length for the pad. Sometimes messengers of this size will just give you like a little like rinky-dink pad that, you know, it's barely large enough to fit on your shoulder. But this guy is freaking huge. We're looking at, 14.5 inches width and a height of just under 3 inches. It's also got some decent padding to it. As you can see, the depth is coming in at just over 1 centimeter, which is where you'd want like a backpack twice the size to be. So overall, it makes it a very comfortable experience, especially if you got a lot of gear in your flight satchel. Also good is the nylon webbing, very silky and smooth. And the means of connection, this is Maglocks, which is Alpaka's proprietary hardware company. Alpaka does everything in-house. They're a very innovative company from that sense. Their fabrics, their hardware, they make it all in their factory. They also own their own factory in China, which is a very rare thing as well, which allows them to move at such a speed. The velocity of how many new products they make per month is unmatched by many brands. Like they're just pumping great products out. And this Maglock system is great because it creates so much movement. So when you're walking with the flight satchel, it's sort of dancing with your torso, moving in whatever direction it needs to. It's not stiff. And that's even further accented by just how loose the fabric is. So you might be like, Aaron, okay, cool, that's all good stuff. What's the part that pisses you off about the shoulder strap? And I'll tell you, it's the strap management system. You see all this excess dangle right here? I couldn't get into a flow state with this thing. That's where we have the Maglocks buckle here, but then a metal piece of hardware here. And I just think that it's designed in a way that there's always going to be excess dangle. And it's just really annoying to kind of do this thing. I hate the shoulder strap. I really hate it. But I think it's okay if you have a larger build. I'm a skinny little stick of spaghetti, right? So this is not ideal for me. But if your torso and waist has a bit more depth to it, then I think the shoulder strap would be fine. But when you're on the skinnier side and you wanna wear this crossbody, you gotta really tighten it up. And it doesn't really it just doesn't accommodate skinnier bodies very well, which means, yeah, there's just always this excess dangle. But that's where I want my satchel to be. That's the sweet spot. So you gotta take the excess and kind of do that. Maybe you can fold it over with the dangle stopper. We do have a dangle stopper, which I appreciate. See, we have stopped the dangle, but it's still, it's not great, it's not ideal. So this little guy is happy, but he's not quite euphoric because his name is No Dangle Dan and he hates dangle. We'll see you next time, little guy. So yeah, overall, mixed reviews on the strap itself for somebody who's my body type. Okay. That's it. Let's talk about the inside of the Alpaka flight satchel. To give you a better view, I'm gonna take off the shoulder strap, and I also forgot to mention, the shoulder strap is removable in case you want to use this thing as a pouch, but it's not really like something you can wear or hold in briefcase mode, because there's no real briefcase handles on it. Front pocket, accessible with YKK zippers, good. But PU coated zippers, I don't know why Alpaka did this. We got a PU zipper in the front and a PU for the main compartment. And PU zippers are good for weather resistance. But like, this is already not a really weather resistant sling. And it's got such a light and malleable feel to it and such a looseness to it that these PU coated zippers for me kind of like, they feel out of place. I just wish these were regular zippers. to be more lightning fast, more in line with the just overall vibe of the use case. Few coated zippers though are great for around, in our testing, around like 20 to 30% extra weather resistance. They are not waterproof though, very important to keep in mind, but they will create some extra friction when opening and closing, and over time, they can go from looking like this to looking like this. Never a guarantee, but just something to be aware of. Do love this compartment though for what I said earlier, how much capacity it has. And I like that there's no internal organization. We just have this gusset right there, because the pockets would be too small. So I am definitely into the design of this front compartment. We also have a key leash here as well. Mag locks, magnetic, easy to take off. It is sewn into the bag itself though, but it's easy to remove and to put back on, which just means just easier to access your keys. Because of their capacity, you can fit like a chunky battery in here, your hard shell sunglasses case, maybe your smaller AirPods as well. Also, just a side note, I love Alpaka's new zipper pulls. They're just these basic nylon knots, but they just feel great, easy to replace. Small thing, but for me, it goes a long way. Back pocket, great spot for your fake passport. I should correct myself. It is not a fake passport as in like I'm a spy or doing anything illegal. It's a fake passport as in it's a prop. That's what I should call it, is a prop passport. And the prop passport fits very nicely in this back pocket, easy to grab. This back pocket is big too. It's this entire panel right here. So that means you can put your passport, not just your prop passport, but your family's fake passports, and their real boarding passes, and wallets, and really things that are flatter, but maybe something that's a little bit bulkier as well if you need it. For instance, you can see my hard drive, got some depth to it, and it also fits in there as well. Now for the main compartment, I'm not as crazy about it because access is limited. And that's because of this design. We've got this sort of like little slight curve there. And I think that gives the bag a really nice aesthetic. And also it helps to elevate these two corners, which just makes it like loose. And then the bag's just sort of flowing with you a lot better. But it's also a poor use of volume in some ways, because when you're packing the bag out to about here, like this space is never really being used. It reminds me a lot of the Alpaka Flow Satchel, which we gave it a pretty mixed review. But I do think this is better than the Flow Satchel in regards to that volume and how it's being utilized. Yeah, you can see just how tight it is to open. If we had just extended that a little bit longer and made it a bit more traditional, it would have been a lot more easy to get into. Now, Alpaka states the tech sleeve right here can fit up to a 13-inch laptop, which my 13-inch fits in. See, that's pretty good. But yeah, I have read on Reddit that someone was able to fit their 14 in there. I wouldn't try that. I'd say 13 is probably as big as you're gonna get. This is not the most secure tech situation I've ever seen, but it's not supposed to be, right? This is meant to be a flight satchel, which is basically just a big sling. And big slings aren't designed to perfectly carry and protect your tech gear. But we do have some padding at the bottom of the satchel, which means if you drop your bag, yeah, it's actually pretty safe on my laptop doing that. We also got a bit of padding here and here as well. But yeah, when it comes to protecting your laptop, I give this an average tech protection score at best. Inside the main compartment, we have two more pockets you gotta be aware of. Big old zipper pocket here, which I like. And then in the corner here, we have like an elastic water bottle pocket, which I don't like. I don't like it because, again, with this corner design and how difficult it is to access here, you can't even really get to this pocket. I mean, maybe you can put something in there for later. Like, I'm gonna try and slide my Cat 0.5. Yeah, it works, but it's just really hidden there. Again, main compartment compromises, that will end up annoying me. But the zipper pocket is great because a lot of space, throw larger things. You can even get a book in there. Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Best nonfiction book I've ever read. You can see we still got some space in the main compartment. Got a first gen switch here. You can see it fits in, with plenty of room to spare. So if you actually carry your switch in a protective case, this, also fits. Okay, cool. And this is what this thing is, right? It's the flight satchel. I almost said flight sling. Although the Alpaka flight sling is a ballin' sling as well. We did a full review and I'll try my darn best to remember to link it above. So you got your computer, you got your switch, you got your tech pouch in the corner, and we'll do a hoodie and kind of call it a flight. Unbound merino, ultralight hoodie, packs down. That's not gonna close. We don't have a flight. You're carrying the hoodie, you're wrapping it around the waist. So let's say the headphones instead. Perfect. Okay, now we got a main compartment packed out with over-the-ear headphones. Right here, our switch in a case, and a laptop and a small tech pouch. And that's it. That's 11 liters, guys. That's all you're gonna get. Now, let's go back to these external pockets, AKA water bottle holders or umbrella holders. For side number one, we have, like I said, that zip, which then allows you to slide something in here. And then you got the elastic stabilizer. This elastic stabilizer is the real hero because these pockets are not great by themselves. Now, I don't know if they'll fit a water bottle. Let's see, I got a 24-ounce Columbia here. Oof. Yeah, actually, that's as big as you're gonna get. But, you know, the bottle, it's not super secure. Now, that's why. The elastic securing mechanism right here is, again, the real hero as to where now the water bottle is secure. And now you can stay hydrated on your flight, which is very important. And then when you get to your destination, in case it's a bit rainy, let's say you're flying to Vietnam in the summer, done that a couple times, you don't need one of these. All right, final comfort test, and then we bust out the scissors. Snap the mag locks into place. And again, I think the comfort of the shoulder strap is great, assuming you can get it on the right spot. For me, on my smaller build, I had to sort of get all the excess dangle and like wrap it up. So, you know, it feels like it's jerry-rigged. But overall, I find it to be very comfortable. It's 11 liters. The pad is great. We have a large landing area, and that goes to wearing it in satchel mode and in crossbody mode and in like messenger mode. All right, so. Wow. It hurts, it stings, I know. It stings every time. But we do this for you guys. If you appreciate us cutting these bags open, let us know in the comments below, because it renders the bags unusable for us later. But let me just show you what we got going on in the shoulder strap. We've got the nylon, a layer of foam right here for a little bit of padding, but you're not getting any PU foam in here. You're just getting this EVA. It's got a nice rebound to it, a nice amount of padding. This looks like a quality EVA. It'll last the test of time. It's not gonna disintegrate in a few years. I would prefer maybe like a layer of PU foam on top of it just to give a little bit of pillowiness. But overall, these are quality materials, and that's why the satchel's so comfortable. And again, if you appreciate us cutting these bags open, let me know. Like, is this helpful? This is like the first time that we're starting to do this. So if it's helpful for you to see this, give us a shout down there, or if this is a waste of a bag, let us know as well. And one other thing to note is if you are enjoying this review and us cutting open, you might be a bit of a bag nerd. And if you're new to bags in general, I gotta tell you, proceed with caution, because this is a really incredible hobby, niche, community, whatever you wanna call it, because the world of bags is incredible. And what's happening right now in this entire niche, so much innovation is happening, so many new groundbreaking products are coming out. And if you wanna stay on top of it, the best way to do so is with the Nomads Nation newsletter. Because here at Nomads Nation, yeah, we do the epic reviews here on YouTube, product by product, but the newsletter is where we take like a step back and look at this industry from 30,000 feet out. And then I'm delivering to your inbox on a weekly basis the newest drops, the top deals, limited edition collabs, industry trends, everything you need to know to just keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the world of carry, gear, and travel. And EDC, that one too, don't forget. All is one just like cauldron of awesomeness. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, and I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Alpaka Flight Satchel. Pro number one is gonna be comfort. Both the comfort of the shoulder strap and has emphasized by the additional comfort of the magnetic hardware system. Pro number two is gonna be the bag's overall malleability and just how that gives you extra packing space. I couldn't believe this thing was 11 liters. And pro number three, for a lot of people, the dual external pockets is gonna be just the cherry on top. So then you can do water bottle and umbrella or snack and Gatorade, you know, have it your way. But on the flip side, all bags have cons. So here are some potential downsides of the Alpaka Flight Satchel. Con number one is I had some adjusting issues with the strap. Con number two, for me, PU coated zippers didn't make sense in this bag. And con number three is the accessibility problems that this design gives us when it comes to the main compartment. Now let's take those pros and cons and give you the overall scores. First up, should be noted, these scores are personal. They're just based on my experience using this bag, especially in comparison to the other bags that I've personally tested. For score number one, comfort, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It's light, it's small, it's malleable. I'd give it a perfect 5 out of 5 score if I didn't have that adjustment issue with the shoulder strap, but that aside, it's an extremely comfortable wear. Next up is value. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. I actually think that Alpaka, I'm surprised they're charging $120 for this. I thought this would come in at like 99 bucks. It's not that $120 is bad, it's just not like insanely valuable for the price point compared to other bags in the market. And for the overall score, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I do think it's a niche product, but because of that, I think it's very focused. It's not gonna be super versatile. I don't know how great this will be in EDC, but if you want basically a small messenger for flights that you can pair with your suitcase and keep your belongings underneath the seat in front of you, I think this bag offers a lot of cool features for that use case. And just a reminder, if you agree and you're thinking about picking one of these up, be sure to use the first link in the description because that's where our Alpaka discount codes will be. And just in general, that link makes sure that you get the best price. But if you're not quite sold on the Alpaka flight satchel, here's 2 alternatives that might better suit your needs. First up, actually not an alternative, but a different video to watch is the Nomads Nation leaderboard video, which if you're new to the channel is the perfect starting point. It's where myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation team, we get together and we pick our favorite bags in different categories, including personal items and EDC and slings. It's just a great way to, like I said, get initiated to the channel and also see what the best options are on the market for different use cases. And I'll go ahead and link that above. But if you think that we're really close with the flight satchel, here's 2 alternatives that might even get a little closer for you. First up is gonna be the Alpaka Flow Satchel. Very similar to the Flight Satchel, but it's a great pick for you if you want something smaller. You don't need the switch and the over-the-ear headphones. You want something smaller, more manageable, but that has a very similar design and use case. And my second alternative is gonna be the AirTech Sling 3. One of my favorite bags of all time and a really innovative bag. The AirTech Sling 3 is a great pick for you if you're looking for something with sort of a similar form and design, but it's gonna definitely better protect your tech gear, especially your laptop. It's also got a bit more versatility in terms of the ways that it can be worn and an overall different, more techy, modern look. Honestly, all 3 bags are awesome. You just gotta pick which one best suits your needs. And to learn more about the 2 alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.